What's up, buddy? Should we start a poll? All right, Orangey. So let's see what people say. Is the sky blue? Yeah, tunnel is blue, isn't it, Orangey? Or at least our perception of it is. Orangey. Oh. Where you going, Mr. Orange? What are you hiding in there, honey? Hey, Orange. He's a good buddy. Hello there, Bruce. How you doing? Any adoptions today, Bruce? Boop. Mr. Yoda, are you coming over? Oh, sorry to hear that you've been sick, Bruce. Hope you're feeling somewhat better. Hopefully you got some nurse kitties, perhaps. Hello there, Raymond. Hope you're doing okay today, Raymond. Sleeping at your feet? Does he sleep on your feet also? Some of these cats sleep on like hands or feet, and it's a little, your hand or foot sometimes falls asleep. Hello there, Karma / Elizabeth. Hope you're doing well. Karma, it was an interesting day, I will say. Unfortunately, we had a child in a third grade classroom that I was just filling in for the last hour of the day, was being completely out of control, running around, hitting others, so I had to forcibly kind of hold their hand. They were screaming and yelling and hitting and all that good fun stuff, so we had to have what's called crisis management come in to calm the child down, but they were absolutely just going crazy. So I had to deal with that funness. Tell you, those schools are not what they used to be. Schools have changed greatly. Crazy. Yeah, it's part of it. You wear many hats working at a school, but not for too much longer for me. I just got 8 more days, and then I'll be done. And then we got to figure out where we're going next. staying in NC, moving to AZ. We will see. Yes, my wife is saying one day will we figure it out? For sure. Although we do have my mom coming out to visit in about a week or so, so that'll give us some insight. Since we might be living, or she might be living with us, potentially. So we'll see, we will see. Yoda, you look perturbed over there, honey. Oh, I can show you. Let me show you something on my arm here. You see that? That right there? That wound. You see that also? It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a little discoloring. And then I got some of the same over here. These aren't from my cats. These are from kids. You get beaten up. Oh, karma for sure. Things will work out in its due time and in its due course. Just sometimes us human beings, we get a little impatient from time to time, or we want things now and we want things our way, but that's just not how life is. We are where we are supposed to be, and things will work out in due time, for sure. Oh, I do have some news for the community. I'll make a community post on this either tonight or tomorrow, but another one of our sponsor kitties from Safe Haven for Cats, Corvus was the kitty's name. He was a black kitty. He got adopted out today. So that is 3 out of the 10 kitties that we sponsored have been now adopted, hopefully into their forever home. Eliana, no worries about not being on the live. I hope things have been going well for you. All good. Nice to see you. Hello there, Jesse. Hope you're doing well. How is Midnight doing, Jesse? Karma, how is Pookie Bear doing? Hope they're doing. I'm assuming a he, right? I forgot. I think Pookie Bear is a he. Hope he's doing well. Hello there, Rosemary Carl. How are you? You're sick? Well, that's not good. Hopefully you're almost over your sickness. I'll be over my sickness in about 8 days or so. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, some people do say the sky is not actually blue. It's just how we perceive the sky. So, who knows? Bruce, the one that you voted for. Yep, Corvus. Like I said, I'll do a community post probably later tonight after this live, just as an update for others. So, friends, if you are watching, or if you are a channel member, or if you are donating, you're making a difference, a real difference in these cats' lives, helping them get adopted, or helping their medical needs, or their medical costs, or just stuff like, through some of these groups, like just paying for litter or paying for food. I do have another social media website that I found that actually it's kind of a good thing. It tracks. This kind of targets my other channel somewhat, but I'm going to talk about it here just briefly. It talks about abuse of animals. And what to look out for, especially fake rescue videos, which there is just a ton of. But they also do say, and I'll put a link in it too, I think, because I think some of y'all might be interested in reading it and learning more about the website. Um, they talk about when you do report things on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, that if you do it enough times, or if enough people do it, report these things, these videos are taken down. So I know sometimes it seems like, we don't really get anywhere when we report, but the good news, actually, you do. It takes a lot of time sometimes, and or it takes a lot of people. And so good news on that. But also, I'm going to put that in a link in the post tonight when I talk about Corvus being adopted out. Consistency, yeah, for sure, Rosemary. Karma, I'm glad that you signed that petition on the other channel. That's another good website. I think I'll link that one too, Lady Freethinker. I think that's what it's called, Lady Freethinker. They have a lot of petitions, and they're doing a lot of work when it comes to cats, dogs, especially monkeys, and other little critters out there. Hello there, TYC. How are you doing? TYC, I don't know if you're new to the channel or not, but if you are, welcome. And you are just staring at Yoda right now. We got Yoda. We got Tang. So just a little bit of news in the community post that I'll put up here, and a couple of websites that I've been following. Just getting a little bit more activity going on certain things, mostly on the other channel, but a little bit on this channel too. It is kind of funny. Sometimes I think back and I'm like, wow, this channel is all like, positive stuff for the most part, helping cats. And my other channel is completely different, but also in the end of the day, I guess it's also about helping cats and bringing awareness to subjects. TYC, you are new here. Well, like I said, welcome. Do you have any feline friends yourself? We'll give Orangey a little bit of loving over here. He says, "Hi, my name is Tang. I like my shoulder being rubbed and long walks on the beaches. And I'm a single male kitty looking for friends." Right, Tang? We set up your profile. Bruce, yes, and continue to do that. Obviously, Bruce, if you ever get tired of doing that, that's fine. Take a break. I've been finding some stuff myself too, Bruce, so I haven't been getting into those videos, but I like to rotate things around, Bruce. So probably the next time I do post on the channel, I will put in some of those videos that you've emailed to me. Hello there, David FNFXX. How you doing? Can I do head pets? Tang. You're welcome. Karma Tang is so sweet. Thank you. And I think somebody did Ruby something. That's something that's new to the channel. I don't know exactly how that Ruby thing worked, and it went up and down so quickly. I think it might have been Cyber something. If you're in here, Cyberborg, I think. Can you let me know? I don't know exactly how those gift things work. Oh, okay, Cyberboxy. Yeah, I don't know how those work, but I appreciate those rubies. I'm not really sure how they work though. TYC, this Tang is a boy. Tang is about 3 years old. He Cyber boxing. Okay, cyber boxing. Hello. Sitting a little seal. Awesome. Well, thank you, friend. So, anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so he's about 3 years old or so. He was a group of fosters. The last group of fosters, me and my wife fostered. So we adopted him and his sister Tiny. They were in a group of 5. David FXX, how is the orange cat chill? In my experience, David, most orange tabbies are very chill, very relaxing, and very calm. Cyberboxing, didn't know they had that feature on YouTube. Yeah, cyberboxing, I think it's something that's new. I think it's a feature that's on TikTok. And, YouTube seems to copy a lot of things, good and bad, in my opinion, that TikTok does. So it's the newest thing that that YouTube is doing. Those who are new here, such as what am I saying? TYC and David, a little bit more about this channel if you're interested in it. We save cats in this channel, and what I mean by that is every single dime that's earned off of this channel goes to help helps to help cats in need, and cat shelters, rescue groups, stuff like that. Last month, as a community, we donated about $350 or so. We sponsored 10 cats for adoptions. 3 of those 10 cats have been adopted so far. And we do these donations at the end of every month. Carmen, you just tried the little gift box? Okay. Appreciate that. I guess there's now 180 rubies. Again, I have to read more up on that. I don't exactly know how these things work. Oop. Hello there, David. I appreciate that $2 or €2 super chat. Just know that every single euro or penny, I guess, since I am in America out here, will go and help cats in need. Appreciate that very much. Very kind. That'll go in December. And also David FXX, when we do these donations, I do them also live because I like people in the community, those who have donated, those who watch, just help out the channel, to, see their dollar go and help these cats. And also, I give the community a chance to see who we want to sponsor or like what cat charity we're going to donate to each month. Hello, Yoda. Karma, I think I saw something went through on my end on the rubies thing. David, this particular one, Yoda's about 7 or so. He came from another foster group. My wife and I have fostered probably about 50 or 60 kittens, mini groups, along with one adult cat too that we wound up adopting. He was with a group of 6 though, wild little children. They were very messy and dirty. He was very quiet though as a baby, and as you can see, excuse me, He's kind of got big ears, right? You can't really tell. No, but he's kind of got big ears. He had bigger ears as a baby, or he just had a smaller head, I should say. So hence the name Yoda. Cyberboxing, yeah, those gifts do go by quickly. I feel like they would just stay for like another second or two. Well, that one's on there for a little bit, that little flowery thing. David, real question is how you pet them all with just with two hands. Well, I normally just use this right hand. Tang, what are you doing over there? Said we have 9 cats all together. I do show all of these cats during these live stream. This live stream lasts for about an hour or so. I have a bit of a routine. Now you'll notice that they're in a room and the doors are all closed. The reason that is one of our cats, one of our older cats who is also deaf, she doesn't get along well with our other kitties. So when she's out exploring and just being her goofy self, we have to put the other ones in. Bruselda's doing well. Appreciate the ask. She's doing, she's doing well. David, thank you for donating, and you're welcome. These cats are doing well, but I know there's a lot of cats out there, especially older cats that just are not doing as well as they could be. And I feel like cat parents and cat folks are some of the most kind, generous folks out there. And it is nice to be in a community here that actually, doesn't only just talk, because talk is kind of cheap sometimes, but actually, does some good work. Also, if anybody has any cat related questions, go ahead, feel free to ask. If you have cats yourself, feel free to put that in chat. Tell us their names and what kind of kitties they are. Obviously, here is a tuxedo, classic tuxedo with the tuxedo mask. We're gonna hang with these two for about another 3 or 4 minutes or so. Then we're gonna go into another room that has about 6 cats in it. You need to see those 6. Yeah. Well, hang with me for a few minutes and you will. My wife is saying that Rosemary is upstairs. That is the deaf special needs kitty, so we might see her next. Sometimes these cats are very active. Sometimes these cats are, kind of lazy. You never can tell kind of what your life is going to be like when you involve kitties. Sometimes they're running all over the place, and sometimes, like right now, we're just kind of hanging back and just sleepy. Bruce, your daughter was upset last night when she got home. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bruce. Did a kitty pass away, or a doggy, or if you wish to tell more, feel free to. I'm sure your daughter is also getting excited, Bruce, because she's got, what, about 5, 6 months until she graduates? Oh, your dinner is almost done? Well, that's good. Hopefully it's a scrumptious, tasty dinner. Or it's being cooked and you're about ready to eat it. All right, we're going to head out of this room. So we're going to say goodbye to Yoda here and to Tang down there. and we're gonna go check out some other kitties. All right, let's find Rosemary, who is up in her room. Hi. What's up, Rosie? So this is Rosemary, tortoiseshell. She's about 17 or so. She is deaf. She has an interesting backstory. I haven't told it in a while on one of these live streams, so I guess today works as well as any day. So a few years ago, and if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to ask. All questions are always welcome. A couple years ago, I was working in a animal hospital. I worked in a few animal hospitals through my years of living and working, and this person's owner, I hate the word owner because I don't like that term. You know, we don't own cats. Cats own us. But anyways, her owner came to our animal hospital and she told like the staff that she couldn't take care of this cat anymore and that she wanted to euthanize her, put her down. So our staff did an exam. They found out that she's deaf. So as you can see, there's no ear. I mean, you're just going to follow my hand, but she can't hear. She has a disease called hyperthyroidism, which is controlled by her medication. Hyperthyroidism is where the thyroid in the cat is a little overactive. So they eat a lot, but they don't really gain weight, or they eat a lot and sometimes they lose a little bit of weight. It's very tricky. But anyways, our animal hospital staff said, we're not going to put this cat down. She's healthy. We'll take her off your hands, though. So she kind of became a hospital cat for about 6 months or so. A few people within the within the veterinarian office say they were going to take Rosemary. They were going to, take her home with them. It never happened, for whatever reason. But eventually, we were going to move out of the area, and I asked the staff, could I, take Rosemary on and, have her live with us and our, at the time, 8 kitty cats. Appreciate that super euro dollar. David, thank you very much. Excuse me. So long story short, we took her on. We tried to introduce her with our other cats, but it just wasn't working. When she sees other cats, she gets all buggy-eyed and she hisses and growls and spits. So we don't do that anymore, because she just does not get along well with other cats. And because of that, unfortunately, she has to be in her own room. But she does get out several times during the day for like 4, 5, 6 hours during the day. And but she's been with us for now over 2 years, and she is doing well. She's loved. She's in the best place that she possibly can be. She does kind of do this when I rub her ear. She's got that third eyelid that always kind of pops up a little bit, as y'all can see. She really likes her ears being rubbed. But that's Rosemary. Nancy little goofball. Sometimes during these live streams, she is downstairs because her room is open, the door right now, and she is very spoiled. All of these cats are spoiled. I mean, she's got 2 water fountains. I'm sitting on a chair. She's got 3 chairs. She's got a desk that she likes to sit up on and spy on the neighbors. She's got a couple of litter boxes. She's got a day bed, so she's got it pretty much made in here. I think Bruce calls it her presidential suite, which is pretty close to being accurate. It's unfortunate she doesn't get along well with others, though. But those who are new here, those who are not new here, I should say, they know that we might be moving. We live in North Carolina at the moment. We might be moving down back to Arizona. I'm from Arizona originally. Kind of a long story, but it's not going to be a fun car ride with potentially 9 cats on the road for a couple of thousand miles. All right, I'm going to come back to Rosemary. I always like to end with Rosemary, but I'm going to check out some other kitties here. So we'll see Rosemary again before this stream's over. I do want to go into another room, though. Hi, Tiny. Are you doing well? Hello there, Pupper Cat. I want to say you're late, Pupper Cat. It's about halfway over, halfway to go. TYC, you live in Arizona? Okay. Were you born there? So this is Tiny. She may not look so tiny on the screen. It's hard to say. Tiny's not really tiny, though. Tiny's like a little bowling ball. She's about 15 pounds. Tiny and Tang were brother and sister. They were the ones that my wife and I, we fostered 5 cats, and we wound up taking 2 of them. Jesse, yes, we do have enough crates for all of them. Yeah, we actually, you know what, Jesse, we might have to get another carrier, maybe. This is the baby coming up here. Come on. As y'all can see, the baby is a calico. Baby. Baby. Well, I used to live in Glendale, Arizona, too. Small world. What? Hi. Yes, the baby's about 13 or so. When she was younger, she used to crawl up my pant leg and just kind of hang there. She doesn't quite do that much anymore as she's like gotten older. Pupper Cat, Biscuits forgot I had to study for a test. Yep, no worries. That's the baby. Wait. Over here is Pandora. Thank you there, David, again. Appreciate it. Kit is right here. Pandora over here. Pandora's got a little gunk in her eyes. We're going to have to give her some eye ointments. You know, the one thing with having so many cats, once one kitty gets like a little bit of upper respiratory infection or a little bit of illness, then it spreads through the house and they all wind up getting it. Pupper Cat, I am doing well. The kitties are doing well also. I appreciate the ask. Hello there, Hannah. Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday evening. Pandora is also about 13 years old or so. I appreciate that, David. Pandora is, we're pretty sure, is like a Turkish fan because of her colorings, her markings. The white, right? But then she's got this brown patches on her ears. And then she's also got the tail, too. And when we looked at like Turkish fan personalities, excuse me, she definitely fits the mold. She's chatty. She loves water. If we ever had a swimming pool, we could easily see her going in and taking a swim in it. TYC, you go all over YouTube and you watch dogs and kitties? Okay. Hannah, you love kitties so much. Well, friends, A channel to look out for too that also does some cat channel or cat videos too. That's in here right now. If you can write down 9 furballs. He has 9 cats also. He does shorts and something you can look at. So what else was I saying? So this is Kit. Come here, Kit. Kit's got a bit of an interesting story. Kit was our only, up to this point, adult foster. So her little backstory, and there's more, of course, but I'm just keeping it kind of short for time. We think she was abused or neglected when she was younger because when the fostering group that we used to work with asked us if we could try fostering an adult cat. We're like, sure. They said that her background was that she was abused or neglected. So when we first got her, we isolated her in a room, and she would not come to us. She would not interact with us. Nothing. But we would come in the room. We'd hang out with her for like an hour or two, and we would be up on the bed, and she would be under the bed. Slowly but surely, she started to peek out from underneath the bed, wanting to have a little bit of attention here and there. Wanting to know, hey, you aren't gonna hit, or you aren't gonna hurt me, you aren't gonna abuse me. You're gonna be good to me, kind to me. And just over time, she became more and more trusting to us, more and more loving to us. And now, to be honest with you, out of our 9, she is probably the one that probably wants the most attention, or is the most attention seeking out of these kitties, as you can kind of see here. She loves her attention. Sometimes it's a little annoying though. In the middle of the night, she'll come up to you and she'll kind of swat your face to get that attention. But she is a good girl. David, yeah, our 9 kitties, besides Rosemary, who is just Rosemary, they all get along fairly well together. All right, let me keep on moving along, getting all these cats here. All right, up here, we have 2 more. Let me start with Max here. Whiskers Maximus was his name when he was a kitten, when we adopted him. So he just goes by Max, though, now. But he had very big whiskers. Max. Maximus. Maxie is another one of those classic tuxedo types with the socks, the gloves. Oh, bless you, Max. Max is about 9 or so. We got Max after we had a hard situation. We had another tuxedo, our 4th tuxedo, who was passed on when he was only 5. He died of feline leukemia. And about maybe 4 months after he passed away, we wanted to get another tuxedo in our lives, and wound up being Max. He's a good boy. David, we don't have any more living orange ones. We do have an orange tabby called, his name was Norman. He passed away about 3 years ago now. He, unfortunately, he passed away of congestive heart failure. Just one day we took him to the vet. He was acting a little sluggish, and they did some tests on him, ultrasound, blood work, and they saw that he had congestive heart failure. We put him on some medication. It kind of worked for a few months, but then he took a nosedive really, really quickly, really fast, really suddenly. And we took him to an emergency vet, and they ran some blood work and checked. They checked his lungs and his heart, and they were just saying that his heart basically and his lungs were full of fluid. So that same night, we had to say goodbye to Norman. Unfortunately, that is the one thing I will say about having kitties is that they will pass on, and it is tough. And depending on how they pass on, it can be very tough. During that same time frame of the 3 years ago or so, we had actually three who passed away in 6 months. Two of them were expected, kind of, because they were kind of older, and they had cancer. Well, one had cancer, though, it was in kidney failure. But still, it's tough. Now, speaking of old, not to be mean, but speaking of old, this is Zelda. She is our oldest kitty. Zelda is going to be 20 in January. When I tell people that Zelda's 20, some folks, they don't believe that she's 20, but she's 20. She will be 20, I should say. She is a diabetic. She's had diabetes for about a decade or so. She gets insulin 2 times a week. She also has a kidney that is basically shut down. Another one is working, kind of working to compensate for the one that's shut down. But because of that, we give her subcutaneous fluids, every about 3 to 4 days or so. And that is helping kind of keep her quality of life high. Because as long as our kitty's quality of life is high, then we will do absolutely everything we can for them. But we know once that quality of life kind of dips, or there's more bad days than good days, then you kind of know it's time to do the hard, but in the end, the kind of final act of love by saying goodbye to them, because you don't want them to be in any pain or suffering. TYC, you had a doggy whose name was Buddy who passed away. I'm sorry to hear that, TYC. Was it recently, or was it a little while ago? Now, a funny thing about Max, he kind of thinks he's a bit of a ladies' man. So one of his nicknames is Casanova. And the reason we say he's kind of a ladies' man is he always tries to kind of rub up and kind of get comfortable, if you will, with the females. And the funny thing is, the females, they always slap him and reject him. So poor Maximus, he's a wannabe ladies' man, but none of the ladies like him. Zelda's okay with him, but Zelda's okay with everybody. She's very docile. TYC a long time ago. Yeah, it's one of those things though, TYC. It could be a week ago, it could be a month ago, it could be 20 years ago. It's just that, sometimes when you think about it, that pain is still fresh. Eventually, I feel like the good and the love kind of overshadows and breaks through the pain and the heartache and the grief, but it takes time. So I just, another reason why I created this channel is just to also talk about advocating. I always tell folks on this channel, advocate for your animals, advocate especially for your cats, because you are their voice. You need to speak up for them. They cannot speak up on their own. Well, they can, but we're not going to understand what they're saying. Meow, meow. I mean, nobody knows what that means, but usually. But advocate for your pets, advocate for your cats. They are your family members. You are a pet parent, a cat parent, a dog parent. You need to be responsible. People need to understand when they bring a puppy or a kitten home that they're hopefully bringing them home for their lifetime. and they're not going to dump them. They're not going to abandon them. They're not going to get rid of them just when things get tough, or when they maybe pee outside the litter box, or when they scratch up your carpet or your furniture. They're doing those things for reasons, and you have to adjust on that and learn while they're doing that, and learn what you need to do to change that behavior. Bruce, you told your daughter you did what you did what you best. Sometimes you will be required. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, Bruce, I understand what was going on there. Yeah. And Bruce, I mean, I can only speak from experience. I mean, I've talked to vets only working in animal hospitals that just are callous and they try to stay detached, and that's what they need to do. And I've also worked with other vets that each and every time they have to do something like that, it hits them and it makes it a little harder for them to do their job in the future. And some of them eventually leave the profession. It's a big yawn, Maxie. They have to leave the profession eventually because it gets to them. And I understand that. It's like for my wife and I mean, we have 9 right now. And we know we're going to have to go through that process 9 more times at the minimum. But we also know that it's not like these are going to be the 9 last cats in our life. I mean, assuming we live the normal, 60 or 70, 80 years of living, we're going to have many more kitties still. And eventually, I think it'd be kind of cool to kind of have another special needs kitty. We have a deaf kitty. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a blind kitty. Maybe one that's a tripod, right? One that's only got 3 legs. So there's something very, it's kind of hard to put into words, but it's very satisfying about helping kitties who have special needs, or having kitties that are older. Another thing I always like to tell on these live streams, those who are new, towards the end of the live stream, is if you're thinking about adopting a kitty, then please think about adopting an older kitty, a senior cat. And senior could even mean like, 5 years and older. Really, shoot, to be honest with you, like 3 years and older. The reason being is stats have shown that senior cats, it takes them a lot longer to get adopted out of shelters, cat rescues, and things like that. And the sad truth of the matter is, especially in shelters, county shelters, they don't have space, they don't have room if there's more cats that are coming in. And the older the cat or the older the dog, they're first on the chopping block to get put down. That's just the reality of it. Now, there are rescue groups out there. I know ones in particular in the state of North Carolina, and I know there's one in every state that are no kill no matter what. They will find room through their foster parents, through their volunteers. They will find room to keep everybody alive and well until they get adopted out. Or sometimes they just live with volunteers, and that's their home. So that's why I always say, adopt an older cat if you can. 1, their life literally depends on it sometimes. 2, hello there, Icon, by the way. 2, it's much more difficult for them to get adopted. 3, big yawn, Maxie. I sincerely believe and truly think that senior cats, older cats, they appreciate having a second chance. Kittens, they don't know any better. They're silly little things. They'll learn. But these older cats have been through stuff. They experience stuff. They know that they know a good thing when they see one again, and a second opportunity into a forever home. All right, so we're gonna go back to Rosemary. I said I always like to end these live with Rosemary. We're at about 50 minutes, so I'm gonna go for about another 10 minutes or so. I do these lives for just an hour, a few times a week. Say bye, Maxie. Bye, Zeusy. We're gonna go check on the baby here, who's being a little silly. I'm going to take this plastic away from her because she has a plastic chewing issue. But that's one of her spots. She's a calico. She thinks she rules everything. Kit, you want to see the fishy? Nope. Yeah, I know, baby. You're like, I don't care about that fish anymore. You showed it to me once or twice, and it's like, I'm done with it. And Kit, you don't really care anymore either, do you? You're like, just give me a box. I'll be happy. Alright, let's hang back in with Rosie for the last 8-9 minutes or so. Hi, honey. Those who've been in the channel and have kind of followed me for a while, you remember I tell you every so often, Rosemary kind of goes through some times where she stops eating her food or she wants to change. So over the last few days, she had slowly but surely stopped eating the food that we were giving her. So we had to put her on a different food, which she is gobbling up like a greedy little monkey that she is. Hopefully she'll, keep on this food for a while so we don't have to switch it up, because we know every time we switch up her food, it kind of hurts her tummy a little bit because she's got a little bit of IBD, and she's got a bit of a sensitive tummy. So hopefully she'll eat the food that she's eating now for a little while. Something I would highly recommend. Always cat kickers there. Bruce, you're heading out. All right, I appreciate that, Bruce. I hope you feel better. And I should be here on Thursday. You never know with life sometimes, but I hope you feel better, and have a good rest of your night, Bruce. What I was saying, not a sponsor or anything like that, but these are pretty cool. These little, they're called like catnip kickers, I think. Catnip inside them. And this one's a little older, but Rosemary usually likes it. You play with it a little bit. You kicking? You get that kickies? A little kicky. Of course, I could just be irritating her, though. You never know with kitties. What's up? I do swear also these cats do meow, but on these live streams, they were very quiet for whatever reason. She is skinny, so I would get kind of like an overhead shot here, or an over the body shot. You can see how skinny she is. She weighs about 5.5 pounds or so. We always are trying to get her to gain a little bit of weight. We would be thrilled if she could get up to 6 pounds. The closest she's been is about 5'9" or so. We feel like sometimes when she gains a little bit of weight, she's like, nope, I'm getting too fat here. I'm going to stop eating for, a few days, and I need to get my weight back down. So we think she's, I don't know, would that be bulimic? No, because the bulimics, are those the one that people that throw up on purpose, I think? Or are those anorexics? I'm not sure. Anyways, she just will not gain weight. Her thyroid issue has a little something to do with that too, of course, though. Raymond, yeah, especially recently, Raymond, with her just getting a little bit of stubborn with her food. Yeah, just a couple of days ago, I was like, well, let's try another food. Because she hadn't touched, like, I think it was her breakfast. She hadn't touched it at all. I'm like, well, I'm going to put another food down, and I'm going to see if she eats it, and she gobbled it up. So, one of those things. Has anybody in chat done any fostering themselves before? If you haven't, I would highly recommend fostering if you can. Also, if you don't want to necessarily, you love cats, but you don't maybe have any of your own, but you want to, kind of see what it's like. Fostering is another great experience to do too. One, it's needed across this country, really across the world, probably. But with fostering, I mean, if you find a good fostering group, a good cat rescue group, I mean, they provide everything for you, pretty much. You just provide the home, the love, the socializing, stuff like that. Rosemary, she's doing well, but the thing with her, Rosemary, speaking of Rosemary the cat, not Rosemary the human, she can change though, really literally like in a day or two. So we always have to just be very vigilant with her. Take her to the vet when need be. But she's she's in a pretty good space right now. But she can, it's just she can change quickly. And we've had to take her to the vet. I mean, this year was a pretty high costing financial year. I mean, having 9 cats is not cheap anyways. With just basic stuff, food, water, litter, toys, stuff like that. But when you throw in, when you have medical issues, even just basic veterinarian care, rabies shots, distemper shots, annual exams, blood work. If you do flea and tick stuff, we don't do flea and tick with our cats because they're inside, but it can be very expensive. Not as expensive as a human child, of course, but honey, you gotta find your spot. You got a little purr. But we are getting, let me answer this question here. TYC, who is the nicest cat? Zelda. I would say Zelda there. Zelda is the type of cat that anybody could go over to and pet her and she wouldn't scratch or bite or anything. I would say Zelda. She's a bit of a pushover, actually. But Zelda easily is the nicest kitty overall. But anyways, it is getting close to that time. So I'm going to start saying my goodbyes. I want to first, again, thank David. I think it was David FXX for the supers. And then I think it was Cyber Boxing and possibly Karma. I can't remember. For the rubies, like I said, I don't know exactly how those work, but I appreciate that. Like I was saying earlier, if you are thinking of adopting any kitties, adopt older ones if you can. Always remember that you are your cat's advocate. You need to speak up for them because they can't speak up for themselves. And I do these lives currently Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of the year. I'm going to be changing my schedule, though, the beginning of January. I'm going to drop a day down. I'm only going to be doing these 2 days a week come January, but still Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Tuesday, Thursday at 7 o'clock at night. Saturdays at 2, all Eastern Standard Time, p.m. And let me start saying my goodbye. So Raymond, TYC, Rosemary, Bruce, Icon, Karma, David, if you're still in here, Puppercat, if you're still in here, Jesse, and I think that's everybody that I'm aware of. I hope you all have a good rest of your night. God bless, take care, and until next time, bye-bye all. Take care. Bye, Rosie. He says, bye, humans.